If you're looking to play classic games again, maybe one you never played as a child, or you want to learn a bit of retro history, right now there is no easier way to do it than emulation. It's even easier when everybody carries a computer all day, with power to spare to emulate almost any console. And it's great, anytime, anywhere, we can take out our phone, select the emulator, and start playing. You can play them with the touchscreen to replace the controls. But don't be a monster. Unless you're playing Pokémon or any other RPG that doesn't have a lot of action and requires a lot of precision, touchscreen is no way to go. If you're going to play classics, you need a controller. And luckily, there are plenty of options. Today, we will be checking the MOGA XP5-X and the MOGA XP5-A, two controllers that seek to be a complete solution for your phone or computer. Let's see how they do. Welcome, this is Zero to Tech. One of my first experiences looking for a controller for my phone was several years ago, with one of the first products of this same brand. In fact, MOGA is a sub-brand from PowerA, created in 2013 with the goal of making controllers specifically for phones. The controller I bought back then was this one, the MOGA Hero Power, which on paper seemed like a perfect solution. Not only would it give you the opportunity to play with a controller, but it also included a clip to hold your phone while you played, and an additional battery to charge it. Its compact size also gave you a truly portable controller. The controller connects with Bluetooth only, offering two connection modes to increase compatibility. It has the same buttons and the sticks as an Xbox controller, even with analog R2 and L2 triggers. But all those good promises stayed on paper. Many parts of the controller worked fine, but the connection was unstable and had an awful lot of latency, which made it almost unusable. Also, the front buttons have a weird feeling and excessive travel, which makes them slow. But the worst, mainly for retro games, it's the D-pad, one of the worst ever. These were weird errors, especially considering that the controller was designed by the folks at PowerA, which is an experienced manufacturer and usually produce good quality products. But hey, here we are 8 years later with these new models. The XP5X, X for Xbox, and the XP5A, A for Android. Two controllers that also have a clip and additional battery, but seek to solve the past mistakes and offer a much better experience. First, don't confuse the names. Both controllers are functionally identical, but can be connected to Android and Windows, either by USB cable or Bluetooth. Although the X version is explicitly for Xbox, neither of the two works with said console. The X is more focused on Microsoft X Cloud services, but both works the same on it. Physically, the controllers are very similar, modeled after the Xbox controller, with only small changes on some colors. The Xbox version with a traditional green and the other one in orange, common for the MOGA brand. The front buttons also have a little difference on their colors. And finally, the phone clips. This is where the real difference is. The Android version only has one flex point. It allows you to open and close it. It has a strong resistance and it doesn't feel like it's going to loosen up, which is good. When using it with your phone, the weight goes to the back, which makes it a bit uncomfortable to hold, especially with heavy phones. It also includes a leg, so you can leave the controller with the phone in the clip without it flipping backwards. One problem with this clip is that it has very small tips, which causes problems on large phones like this Poco F2. While gaming, the phone detached several times, and it was hard to find a position that will keep it with a tight grip. But this shouldn't be a problem with slimmer phones. Just consider it if you have a phone that is thicker than normal. The other version includes a ladder clip, exclusive to Xbox licensed controllers, which allows you to find a better position, tilt and balance point between the controller and the phone, making it much better to play with. These tips are much longer, and you shouldn't have any problem holding any phone. Overall, it is a much better clip. Its only drawback is not having a closed position to make it more portable. The plastic on both clips is of a good quality and feels durable. Putting the phone on the controller is very simple. You just line up the top and pull it until it docks. The width of the clamp is identical for both. They can accommodate phones up to 79mm wide. If you're interested, MOGA also sells a clip specifically for the Xbox controller. In everything else, both controllers are identical. At a first glance, it is not difficult to confuse them with an original Xbox One. The shape and arrangement is almost identical, the only difference being having a rubber-covered grips and 2 additional buttons on the back. These buttons are called AGR and AGL. They can be mapped to take the function of any other button. To program them, we click this button for 2 seconds, until the LED starts flashing. We then press the button that we want to map, and then press the back button that we want to map it to. The LED stops flashing, indicating that the button was programmed successfully. If you want to delete this binding, we click on the orange button, and once the LED starts flashing, we press the button that we want to delete for 5 seconds. To use the controller wired, we first make sure that the connection switch is in the USB position. Then, we connect it using one of the 3 included cables. The first one, a long cable with USB-A to micro USB. This one is intended to connect it to a computer or charge the controller battery. The second one, a short one with micro USB on the controller side and micro USB with a USB-C adapter on the phone side. The third cable is also a short one with a USB to micro USB with an adapter to USB-C on the other one. This one is to connect the controller battery and charge the phone while you play. The micro USB ends of the cables have a little molding that helps to hold the connection, reducing the stress on the cable. However, be careful not to lose these cables, because the same molding prevents it from using almost any other wire. A pity they didn't implement the same idea but using a USB-C port. When we connect the controller to our PC or Android phone, the LED lights up, indicating that the connection was successful. Using USB, the controller supports direct input and X input. To switch between them, we can press the select and start button for 5 seconds, until the LED flashes indicating that the protocol was changed. To use them via Bluetooth, we change the switch to the BT position, and turn on the controller by pressing the central button for 5 seconds until the LED lights up. If we want to pair it with a new phone or computer, we press the Bluetooth button until the LED starts flashing. This indicates the control is ready again. After that, it is enough just to turn on the controller to make the connection. To turn it off, press the central button until the LED turns off. Unfortunately, only direct input is supported while using Bluetooth. This prevented us from playing Rocket League or Fortnite on Windows, but wired, using X input, it worked in both games. Finally, it has an internal 3000 mAh battery, which allows you to charge the phone while you play. To use the battery, we connect the charging cable to our phone and turn on the charging switch. While you charge your phone, the controller battery won't go below 25%. The rest is saved for the controller to use. If we want to know how much battery is left, we can press the battery level button. We can charge the internal battery by connecting the controller through the micro USB port to any power source. The battery level will indicate the charge level. It's a shame, but you cannot use the wired connection while charging. Again, this would have been an easy fix with a single USB-C port on both sides. In general, the quality of both controllers is good. The analog sticks are excellent, with a good feel and sensitivity, and good resistance. They work perfectly in any game. The front buttons you could set that are identical to the ones on the Xbox controller, but there are a little difference in the triggers, especially RT and LT. These feel softer and a little hollow, although they have good trouble and work perfectly. They just don't feel the same as the original ones. The menu, select and start buttons have a hard clicky feel that's weird, but functional. Where we did find some problems was with the D-pad. We know it is not much of a deal in most modern games, but it is in classic games. When using the XP5 D-pad for the first time, it makes a good impression. It has a normal size and the feel while pressing directions is good, clear. It uses membrane, so there is no click sounds like on the Xbox controller. But as soon as you start using it, you find problems. For fighting games like Street Fighter, the sequences come out fine. There are no issues when executing special moves. However, we did notice that the character started jumping even when we were not pressing up. And this is the main problem. The separation is not good. On a well-made D-pad, when you are pressing down, there should be no way to accidentally press forward or backward, no matter how much you change the direction of the pressure. The only way to make a diagonal must be to intentionally press both directions. In the XP5, this is a big problem. Look how, when pressing forward, if we change the pressure just a little upwards, the character jumps. This is worst in games like Contra, where you need precision. With this, if the character is crouched and you change the pressure a little, he can accidentally start running and get you killed. And this happens with any of the 4 directions. It may sound exaggerated, but if you're used to playing classic games that require speed and precision, you will realize how these errors will end up as lost lives. So, the D-pad on these controllers is decent. Not as bad as the Hero Power or the one on the Xbox 360, but far from ideal for retro gaming. Regarding compatibility, on Android, we were able to use them in games with gamepad support. As an exception, it doesn't work on Call of Duty Mobile, as it is not an original Xbox controller. But, most importantly, it works fine with emulators, regardless of the connection or the protocol. On Windows, while using Bluetooth, we had issues playing games from the Epic Store, specifically Rocket League and Fortnite. This is a known issue with devices that use D input, but there are ways around it that requires additional software. But with this, you can solve it by connecting them with USB using X input. In all other games, we had no problems. Most games detect it as an Xbox controller, regardless of the connection or protocol. In latency tests, the controller performs well, especially in wired mode, with an average latency of 45 milliseconds, no matter the protocol. It narrowly beats the Xbox and PS4 controllers. On Bluetooth, with an average of 76 milliseconds, it is a bit higher than the original controllers, but acceptable. Finally, the price. The list price is more expensive than the original Xbox controller, but it depends a lot on availability. On Amazon, it is easy to find it for lower prices. Considering it includes a clip and the internal battery, it might be a good option. Just remember, it doesn't have rumble. In summary, they are both good controllers, with good quality and general functionality. You have the possibility to play connected to reduce the latency to a minimum, or play with Bluetooth, with the only flaws being an inaccurate D-pad and no rumble. In general, the idea is, if you want a controller for your phone that has a battery included to charge it while you play, and you play mostly games that use sticks and not the D-pad, it is a good buy. But if you want the control mainly for games that use the D-pad and requires a lot of precision, like retro games, it is not a good buy. Also, if you want a controller to have it with your phone wherever you go, not at all. There is no way you can put this on your pockets. While the battery and the clips make them ideal for playing with mobile phones, they are not portable. With about the same size of an Xbox or PlayStation controller, if anything, you could call it a backpack controller. Thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to give it a like, and if you're interested in more content, don't forget to subscribe. Remember, retro games, modern technology, zero to tech.